ladies and gentlemen, we're starting this week off hot and heavy in the ring with a championship match, an Iron Man match for the television title. There's your champion, Hollywood Beyond Drew Hood, Redbeard.
And yet he is missing his cohort there, Dwayne The Rock.
He's on vacation.
He's on vacation, okay.
I guess he's on vacation.
Could be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on this episode of NAWA Championship Wrestling. We're going to hear now from Drew Hood for a moment for this matchup.
Redneck trash, some matches just showed me. I'm going to walk back through that curtain, and I expect, no, you let me finish. I'm going to walk through that curtain again, and you will cheer me.
Drew Hood not happy with the reaction that he got from the fans. He's going to go back and get a do-over.
Thinking that it's going to be different the second time around. That's sort of the definition of being insane, isn't it, Michael?
No, these people should respect this man. They should respect Drew Hood. He's got the highest rated show on NAWA television, a lot higher ratings than what that nerd has. Show some respect, people.
So, if you would like, I'm just going to walk through the curtain and go home. Yeah, that's what you want.
Now Drew Hood threatening to just go home, period.
Bye.
People do not know what great a loss they are getting if he leaves this arena. Thank God, Drew. Thank you so much for not leaving.
He evidently is gracing us with his presence here now, forcing referee Trayton Bigelow to give him an assistance into the ring ropes there.
Again, Drew Hood, the inaugural NAWA television champion, winning it in the Bunkhouse Stampede after coming in number 36 and then defeating Stuart Snodgrass at the end in a singles match after Stuart came in at number 1.
Absolutely. There you see the challenger, Stuart Snodgrass.
We've been seeing the tension build on Study Hall and the DH&HD show as Stuart challenged Drew Hood to this match, saying that he could outlast him, and the only reason he's the champion is because he only had to wrestle for 10 minutes after Stuart wrestled for over 45 minutes when the television title was on the line. So now both men, same condition, same amount of time, 20-minute Iron Man match, Redbeard. Who is going to walk out the NAWA television champion?
This is a great equalizer in terms of, oh, look at this now, a little bit of, I was going to say, oh, look at that.
Drew Hood just holding the ropes for Stuart, man. What are you talking about?
I was going to say a show of respect there by Drew Hood and holding the ropes open for Stuart, but of course there's more to it than that. But we're going to see who wins this matchup and possibly the biggest equalizer in any type of professional wrestling match, that being a Iron Man scenario where the number of pinfalls is what determines the victor.
Well, as we saw last week, Drew Hood attacking Stuart on Study Hall, letting him know that he's accepted his challenge, and now here we are. This has all been stemming from the Bunkhouse Stampede, all for the television championship. Stuart Snodgrass feels that he was robbed of being the inaugural champion. Obviously, heavily the crowd favorite here. These people are clearly stupid, dumb, and don't realize what an athlete they have in Drew Hood here, an entertainer as well, Redbeard.
Well, they certainly realize what a competitor they have in the form of Stuart Snodgrass, as he's shown us over the weeks and months that he is willing not only to be a man of the people, but also to get in there and fight for what he believes in. I still point to that feud and that tremendous battle between he and Jackson Sane as being one of the greatest things we've ever witnessed in this program. And folks, if you've not seen that, go back into the archives and check out the entire feud that built towards that matchup there and see where we've come to be where we are in NAWA Championship Wrestling.
And Drew Hood smartly getting out of the ring. Redbeard, the bell has rung. The 20-minute time limit has already started. Drew is smartly killing time to keep that championship. Look, he's going right back out to the floor once again, trying to save the championship. What should I say save? He's going to win this match anyway.
The champion's
but he's
advantage,
just trying to kill a little bit of time.
The champion's advantage we see so often playing into the strategy employed by whoever it is that owns that title at a point in time. Drew Hood doing no differently here now. As Stuart, all he can do is stand there in the ring and wait for Hood to get into the contest here. Now let's see if he's actually going to engage in combat or not. What is Hood doing now?
He's doing what any smart champion would do. He's waiting. He says he's not going to wrestle until Stuart takes his shirt off. Oh, please, nobody wants to see this. Are you kidding me? Keep your shirt on. Let the time run. We don't want to see this.
Stuart proving that he's not afraid to do what I guess is going to be required in order to get into this championship matchup here. We've seen Stuart in his undershirt there before. We saw him in that incredible study hall brawl there. Lose his trousers, unfortunately, as well. So he's not afraid. He can get in there and fight when he has to.
We now have a shirtless Stuart Snodgrass. And as he's showing off his nerve muscles, not much there, is it, Redbeard?
Well, there's something there, but the main muscle on Stuart there is between his ears.
And now Drew Hood, a true athlete, a true entertainer, a true host of a television show, takes his shot. What?
Three.
No, come on. This isn't. He cheated.
Scoring the first pinfall is Stuart Snodgrass there, Michael. What do you think?
I think he's cheated. That's what I think. Drew Hood clearly was not ready.
I think Drew Hood should have been smarter than to think to turn his back on Stuart
He
Snodgrass.
was not ready. That shouldn't count.
It does. You can see the scoreboard there on your screen. Stuart is already up 1-0. And we're a good ways into this contest as well, Michael, by virtue of Drew Hood having walked around and stalled.
So you're okay saying that Stuart cheated to win this match if it ended right now? You would be okay with that?
Look at what Stuart's doing.
What a bully.
He is
He's a
smartly,
bully.
strategically maneuvering around ringside. It becomes almost, look at that.
Oh,
turnabout is fair play.
That's cheating. You can't do that.
He did it to him.
Are you kidding me? This bully's cheated twice now.
Stuart now up 2-0 on Drew Hood. Stuart could almost play keep away at this point in time and just avoid Drew Hood if he wanted to and maintain this position and get the victory.
This is a farce of an Iron Man match. You don't pin someone when they're not ready. You can't do that 2 times. You can't even do it. You shouldn't be allowed to do that at all. Drew Hood is being hoodwinkled out of the television championship here, Redbeard, right before our very eyes.
I don't know who's more beside themselves, you or Drew at this point in time.
Well, obviously it would be Drew. It's his championship. He's being cheated right here in front of us, Redbeard.
We're going to see what happens here now. He's got a deep hole to build himself out of. Got to score at least 2 pinfalls here now in order to get a victory. Now we're going to see who the stronger man is. Look at Stuart. Oh, wow. Drew Hood fires back in with a knee and then a clubbing forearm. As we said, it's not only the number of pinfalls now, but Drew Hood has to look at that clock there as well and seeing how much time is left in this Iron Man matchup.
I am ashamed to be taking part of this as this bully has cheated and gotten 2 dishonest pins on Mr. Hollywood himself. You look at this pinfall count brought to you by NothingElseOn.tv. That is a farce. That should be 0-0. This match is really just now starting, Redbeard.
Well, it's starting at this point in time with this pinfall, with Stuart leading 2-0.
I have all the faith in the world that Drew Hood will be able to win this match. I don't see Stuart getting another pinfall at all during this contest.
Drew Hood definitely has his work cut out for him here. In some sports, a 2-run lead or a 2-goal lead, whatever you want to say, is an insurmountable lead there for some people to come back from. We'll see if Drew Hood can do it. Couldn't get it done with that pinning combination. Now trying to work Stuart over here.
Got him in that rear chin lock. Drew, I hate to tell you this, you're going to have to do more than a rear chin lock to hold on to that television championship after being bullied into 2 pinfalls for Stuart.
Stuart smartly reaching out, grabbing that bottom rope for a release there.
You know, in this day and age, I thought we were against bullying, but you seem to be condoning it over there, Redbeard. These fans here in attendance seem to be condoning it as well.
Who is bullying here, Michael? Where do you see bullying on display?
The bully in the white tank top, wife beater, who needs to put a shirt on, has cheated Drew Hood. That's bullying. The kid wasn't ready.
Michael, this is wrestling. As you said before, it's not two-hand touch football. You got to be aware of yourself at all times here, especially when you're in a scenario like this where a championship is on the line.
Again, the inaugural television champion, Drew Hood.
Now look at that. Is that not bullying right there?
Look at that. Clean pinfall.
Are
Now
you
it is 2 for Stuart and 1 for Drew Hood. What
Are you kidding
a
me?
clean pinfall right there for the television champion. I told you, Redbeard, without a doubt, Drew Hood is going to come back and win this match fair and square, just like he got that pinfall right there. This Iron Man match is far from over. Stuart clearly is not going to win this match now.
If that was a clean pinfall, I'm an Irish setter.
In all reality, this should be 1 Drew Hood, a big egg for Stuart, like his head. Egghead Stuart.
Again, you with the nerd references, you've got some kind of an unhealthy obsession with nerddom, I believe. But here we go in this next pinfall. Stuart wrenching away at the arm of Drew Hood. And again, this is one of those scenarios where cardiovascular and also just physical conditioning is going to come into play, as these men have got to be able to withstand, I should say, the attacks of the other. They want to have any chance of winning this contest. Now Stuart wrenching away at that arm, starting to take apart that shoulder.
If you're just now joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is an Iron Man match for the NAWA Television Championship. And
Stuart using that cranium for a weapon there.
And right now, Stuart Snodgrass is in the lead with 2 pinfalls. Drew Hood with 1. And again, I might say 2 cheated to get those 2 pinfalls, Redbeard. But here or there, Drew Hood is trying to climb out of the hole and keep that championship. Again, Stuart not letting go as Drew Hood rolls that momentum right back into that, wrenching on that shoulder.
Stuart continues to impress with his continued evolution as a competitor. You know, I feel like we started to see him when he was at the very genesis of his career in terms of being a professional wrestler. Now we've seen him come so far in terms of not only having been a United States champion at one point in time here in NAWA, but also now challenging for this television title. We're going to see what happens here as this match continues to unfold. But folks, you have to take pride in someone who's been able to fight for what they believe in and to achieve what he's done so far. Despite what you may say, Michael, in terms of him being a
quote-unquote over there. Cry me a river. And look at this. He's clearly just cheating. You're not allowed to put someone's arm over the rope and do that. Clearly, this is all one-sided in favor of this nerd.
As they say, they have until 5, Michael.
Well, they have until the referee's discretion, if you ask me.
Look at that. That was an open hand there, Michael. That wasn't a punch. Boxes the ears of Drew Hood, going to take out that equilibrium.
It's something that Stuart is known for, is boxing
Twice.
the ears. Drew Hood not enjoying that, obviously. Falling to the mat, only gets a 2. Thank God Drew Hood does not need to lose another fall here and continue to fall even further back, even though he has not legitimately lost a pinfall in this match. For somehow he's down 2 to 1.
If he were to get down 3 to 1 at this point in time, that really would be an insurmountable difference there in terms of the number of pinfalls that have been scored thus far. Oh no. Stuart missed, but look at this.
Gets a taste of his own medicine as Drew Hood trips him up. Oh, and only gets a 2.
Drew Hood, as you were saying, Michael, took a page out of the playbook of Stuart Snodgrass there, tripping him out of the corner, and now hits him with that back elbow.
Now just working him over in the corner. Not sure how much time is officially left in this match, but Drew Hood needs to quickly
Look at that.
get a second pinfall to tie this match up.
Stuart smartly clamped on that side headlock there. Now look at Drew Hood. Picked him up just enough to get a wedge under that knee.
And he's looking to take the wheel of Stuart Snodgrass out from underneath him, which would be smart. Up and over. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Stuart must have planted that leg wrong when he hit the outside apron.
He might have caught a toe on that ring apron or something like that and
He
twisted the knee. Oh,
yes,
goodness.
He looks like he might have jammed his knee. He could be in some serious trouble. We might get a count out in the favor of Drew Hood, the television champion. Might get an easy win just like the two Stuart got.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I want to be kidding
Stuart
you.
were genuinely fought
Are you
for
drunk?
falls. Not yet, but we'll see how this matchup unfolds. I may have to have something to drink here by the end of it.
Head referee Trayton Bigelow continues the 10 count as Stuart is out on the floor. We might get it to even 2 apiece here. Stuart gets in right before 10.
Just barely.
Saving himself.
Now Drew Hood putting the boots to Stuart Snodgrass, dragging him back into the middle of the ring. Oh, God.
And Drew smartly continuing to go after that knee, the target on the knee of Stuart. This is only going to help him even up the odds here in this Iron Man match for the television title.
Continuing to punish that knee now that, as you said, Michael, there's been a target painted on that joint of his. It's stepping on the back right between the shoulder blades of Stuart there as well. My goodness. Now looks like to be taking him into a single leg Boston Crab, wrenching back on that knee and also the lower back of Stuart Snodgrass.
Stuart is smart. He'll just go ahead and tap and save himself. This match may have a lot longer left to go in it. Is it really worth losing a wheel in an Iron Man match at this point?
Look at him, though. He's clawing, trying to reach his way to that bottom rope, Michael. He's he's got it. He's there. Referee now admonishing Drew Hood to let go of the hold. But Stuart, it may be worse for wear, maybe too far gone at this point in time. That knee could be done, Michael.
And Drew Hood is in serious need of getting a second pinfall to even the odds here. As you can see on our pinfall count, brought to you by NothingElseOn.tv, which you can watch NAWA if you're a fan streaming in the UK. He needs to get a second pinfall desperately as this match progresses. Time is slipping away as NAWA television champion for Drew Hood.
You know, the strategy of a matchup like this can go a number of different ways. If you go to lead, do you play keep away? Do you continue to fight, try and grow that lead? If you're running behind like Drew Hood is, what's your best option to the comeback? Do you try and target a body part? Do you just try and run roughshod over your opponent, period? It's a really crazy scenario. It's something you don't see very often in pro wrestling, but there's a big-time shot by Drew Hood. Pulling him up off the mat, though. Look at this. What has Drew Hood got in mind? Oh, wow.
Rolls through and hits him with a leg drop. This is it. Gets the...
Look at that.
So close, but so far from getting that second pinfall for Drew Hood. He needs it desperately if he wants to continue his reign as television champion. But the Nerd is continuing to fight, even on one bad leg.
Stuart just shows what kind of fortitude he has here, seemingly with every match that we've put him in here as far as NAWA competition is concerned.
He's trying to prove that he has more stamina and can outlast Drew Hood like he should have done when the championship was on the line at the Bunkhouse Stampede. But unfortunately, he didn't. And he's looking like he's going to be able to do it. I hate to say that because he's cheated again to get those 2 pinfalls in my eyes.
I wish
Here we go. Drew Hood got the great whitey-tighty and just huge wedgie. That could tear a groin if you don't watch out.
I wish we knew how much time we had left in the contest here, Michael. Drew Hood now resorting to anything he can think of to try and get some type of advantage. Where in the world is he going?
He went to the backstage area. Definitely not a smart move. The nerd is raging up. Oh, he's got a steel chair.
What in the world?
No, he's got a chair.
Oh, that's a disqualification.
The referee, has he called fourth? No, he hasn't. Is this legal?
It can't be, Michael. What in the world?
And Drew Hood has just lost his mind.
Bigelow's got to get in there and stop this man. What in the world, Michael?
He may have just lost his championship.
Do we have a disqualification?
The referee is, yes, he just awarded another fall to Stuart as a disqualification. That chair was illegal. And now Stuart Snodgrass is up 3-1 in this Ironman match. And he's still trying to nerd up. Oh, with a big kick right to the face delivered from Drew Hood.
Even in doing the damage that he did with that chair, Stuart fighting through it. He's starting to nerd up, Michael.
He's had enough. Is he going to be able to nerd rage on one leg, though, Redbeard?
The adrenaline in that nerd rage pumping through the veins of Stuart Snodgrass. Delivers a series of right hands. Drew Hood swinging wildly there. Atomic drop by Snodgrass. We've seen this before. Here comes the second one. There you go. Despite that bad knee, he's still in there fighting, Michael. Oh, but look at that. The knee just collapsed.
He needs a pin.
Only
not
a 2.
able to get it. What is Drew Hood going to do? Redbeard, he's being hoodwinked out of this championship
Drew Hood,
right before our eyes.
Drew Hood is beside himself, Michael.
He's got an ankle lock on. He's been working over the knee, hoping that Stuart will tap here to give him a quick pinfall is all he can hope for going forward. We're running out of time in this match. Drew Hood has got to get a Hail Mary here to get 2 pinfalls to keep that championship.
As you were saying, he's going to need the Hail Mary and the onside kick and then another Hail Mary here potentially to try and get over on Stuart at this point in time. Stuart, despite all the pain he's absorbed, still cranking away, trying to get to that bottom row. But look at that, Drew Hood dragging him back to the middle of the ring, now sitting on that ankle.
He's telling Stuart to tap out. He needs Stuart to tap out in a bad way.
If he's got any hope of continuing, he's got to try and get something on Stuart here.
He needs him to tap. Drew Hood is not going to be television champion much longer.
Now just clubbing away with that heel, trying to do anything he can to get Stuart to succumb to this horrible hold he's got him in here. Stuart may pass out from the pain here if he's not careful. My God.
Well, that would be beneficial for Drew Hood because he would get a second fall and he can just pin the nerd as many times as he needs to, Redbeard.
Oh, Lord.
Please, Stuart, pass out. Come on, Stuart. Pass out. Drew Hood needs it.
Look at
the
this.
Cartel needs it.
They're counting him down.
Oh, the bell is rung.
That's it.
Redbeard, this is wrong. This is a railroad job.
That is it. Stuart Snodgrass,
no.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is your new NAWA television champion.
You got to be kidding me. This was a railroad job. Drew Hood was screwed out of the television championship, Redbeard.
Like it or not, the nerd has won. And look at Drew Hood. He doesn't know what to do with himself right now.
I think he just realizes that his television championship title reign has come to an end.
Almost before it had even begun, Drew Hood now finds himself without the gold. And look at that.
And the Cartel has just lost control of one of its championships. I don't think TC3 is going to be too happy about that.
But look at the tremendous show of respect there by Snodgrass, winning the NAWA TV Championship.
We got a new television champion, but we're going to go hear from the Cartel right now. I'm sure they're not happy about what just happened.
You know, we are a united front, and you can notice we've cut ties with some losers, because if you can't hang with us, boys, you don't have to. If you ain't winning, you ain't with us. And we got a #1 surprise coming. Hey, I'm talking. I don't get that much time to talk on television.
You don't even have a belt, Thomas. We all have our roles in this.
How's your
role is
pants?
to stand there.
Yeah, you do the dirty work. I get the stuff. He muscle. He's got money. He's a big dumb muscle head too. And you just do.
He loves you in the best possible way.
Hey, we got this. #1 surprise, and it's coming.
#1 surprise.
#1.
The Carolinas have long been heralded as the origin of greatness in the realm of professional wrestling. Men, women, and promotions now considered to be legendary in their scope of influence on the future of professional wrestling began here in the region we call home. It is in this tradition of greatness that the Carolinas Professional Wrestling Awards will carry on in celebrating the achievements of talent working in the region. Join us at the official Facebook group page of the CPWAs as we continue to celebrate pro wrestling in the Carolinas.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your main event this week, a triple threat match for the tag team titles held by Golden Thunder. Many say the Byrd County boys were screwed out of those titles after pinning the wrong Golden Gladiator, Redbeard, but now this is their shot. Unfortunately, it's not a one-on-one shot, but they've got their chance here. Can they get those tag team titles back?
Opportunity nonetheless. You got to be ready at all times to take advantage of what you're presented in this business. Right now, the Byrd County boys are in there to fight for whatever they can get. As you see, Wild Man James Brody and Big Donnie there standing across the ring from him, of course, the current champions, Golden Thunder, the form of Craig Thunder Anderson, and also Golden Gladiator #2.
You have been drinking. I accused you of drinking earlier in this episode, and by God, you must be drinking because that is Chris Thunder Anderson.
Thunder.
Get it right. Or I'm going to bring Thunder here to the announce table, and you're going to have to explain it to his face why you keep mispronouncing his name.
Second time I've done that, and I apologize. There was a competitor in the past.
Redbeard, you do not want me to bring him to this table during the show. He will smack the taste out of your mouth if you don't do it. He may even break your nose or your arm if you don't watch out. Get your facts straight. Now listen, this is for the tag team titles, and you can't overlook the team of Chad Byrd and George South. They've been teaming together all over the Carolinas for years. They know each other extremely well. They are the wild card in this tag team title match.
Before my misstep, I was going to point them out as well as potentially being the most veteran tag team here in terms of the combined years of experience of those two men. That was Golden Gladiator #2 back into the contest, trying to break himself up.
And the Wild Man has the arm and wrist control on George South again. But again, the Byrd County boys were forced several weeks ago to turn over the tag team titles by TC3 because they pinned the wrong Golden Gladiator in their match. But how were they to know? They both looked the same, Redbeard.
It's an insane scenario there where you had multiple men dressed as Golden Gladiator around the ringside area. To their credit, they thought they had the match won, but of course, as we've learned, it was not the right Golden Gladiator. That's one of the more insane things I've ever said. It wasn't the right Golden Gladiator. As in, there could be more than one of them. There could be hundreds of them for all we know.
Well, there's the Golden Gladiator #2, so we know there was one before. Maybe there's a #3. We don't know what number it is. We got to talk to them and find out. But there's a big karate chop over that skull of Big Donnie given by George South. And now in comes the Bulldog, Chad Byrd, who's on the warpath to maybe going after the champion, Adam James. You know, he did pin him a few weeks ago here on the program. And Adam is, not forgotten about that. But Chad Byrd looking to add tag team gold to his waist, but bouncing off the shoulder of that big man known as Big Donnie.
He's bouncing off that big waistline there, too, I guess you could say, of Big Donnie. My goodness. As we've said here on numerous occasions, we got a couple of big hosses here in this matchup, folks, between Bulldog, Big Donnie, Thunder Anderson.
Oh, my goodness, that could be the end of it for the Bulldog right there.
These are all genuine super heavyweights, you might as well go ahead and say. But look at that. Golden Gladiator trying to make a difference again in breaking up this pinfall because they technically don't have to be involved. Look at this. Matt Galifianakis missing an opportunity there to make a call as a referee. But as we were going to say a moment ago, Golden Thunder technically does not have to be involved in the conclusion of this matchup to lose the titles. So they have to be aware of that strategically as this matchup continues.
And the Wild Man showing that wild side as he wrenches around the head of the Bulldog, Chad Byrd.
Here the fans in attendance chanting BCB as they are big-time fan favorites here. Oh, my God.
You could hear that chop over the chance of BCB as George South enters the ring. Going for the cover. Could this be it? No.
Sounds like a gun went off in the ring here, Michael. My goodness.
And George South tagging in his former arch enemy, Golden Gladiator number 2. Still could be his arch nemesis.
A matchup of this nature makes for strange bedfellows, as sometimes you'll have a scenario like that where it just makes sense to bring someone else into the match. And in this case, you see Golden Gladiator number 2 with those fast twitching leg drops across the face of Wildman.
The Golden Thunder now getting their opportunity to get in, and now they're working together. They have become a well-oiled machine, as some would say, putting the tag team division on notice, even though, you know, technically they lost those belts, but technically, again, they didn't, Redbeard.
That's exactly right. Now you see Golden Thunder working over Brody in the corner. Now, Big D is trying to get some relief there for his partner by virtue of the referee, but Matt Galifianakis.
Oh, a shot
goodness.
into the Wild Man's nether regions.
And the referee, again, nowhere to be found.
There's the referee. He's right there. He's wearing white and black stripes, Redbeard.
He was preoccupied by Big Donnie there, though. He missed that situation entirely, as you see Anderson going back to the well that brought him here, taking apart that body part in the form of the left arm of Wildman. There you hear those BCB chants again, starting to erupt from our fan base here. Folks, we thank you for joining us at our live events. If you want to stay abreast of when we'll be returning to this area and others, check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and also consider subscribing to our YouTube channel here as well.
And you can't win the tag team title standing on the apron, and the team of George South and Chad Byrd do not stand a chance if they can't get back into this match. And the way Golden Thunder is working together, I don't think they're going to get an opportunity at those tag team titles. They look to end this match here very quickly.
You have to say, though, strategically, that could be part of their concept in winning this match, just waiting to bide their time and see if they can find an opportunity to get in there and involve themselves. Go ahead and let Brody get worn down. Go ahead and get Golden Gladiator to a point where he's not really paying attention to something. He could wind up taking advantage of it. You never know.
Well, Golden Gladiators, you got the left arm, and again, here comes Big Donnie. He's got to realize he can't continue to do that. It's hampering the Burt County boys every time he does that. He thinks he's helping, but he's really hurting his brother and tag team partner, Wildman James Brody.
He's really hurting Brody at this point in time, as it allowed Thunder Anderson to get back into this matchup.
And that arm of the Wildman is just continuously being yanked on, pulled on, stretched by each member of Golden Thunder. As you can see, the fan out there giving a big thumbs down to Golden Thunder as they disdain the Cartel, who Redbeard just dumped Drew Hood out of the group for losing the television title, as we heard right before this commercial break in this match. Absolutely. Drew Hood has been exiled from the Cartel after losing the television title to Stuart Snodgrass.
As we've said, the Cartel prided themselves on being belt collectors, and now that Drew Hood has lost that title, I guess he had lost the value that they saw in him as being a member of their group. And as you said, Michael, they've excommunicated him from the group.
Well, why would they excommunicate him? Thomas Extreme doesn't hold a championship, he's still in there. Adam James and TC3, you know, they don't understand the point of having Thomas there. He's not a champion.
We'll have to continue to see what unfolds here with the membership of the Cartel. As right now we've got George South showing Brody what for there. Big D giving the business to George South as well. Well, the Cartel members, as we say, Michael, are very rarely around ringside just by themselves. Typically you have to look out for at least one or two extra of their members. So we'll see if that plays into this matchup as we move forward. Now Chad Byrd, the Bulldog, taking some shots to the gut here as the Burke County boys suddenly have a little bit of momentum. Now they toss him across. Oh,
the referee's losing control of this match. As Golden Thunder's coming in and just
goodness,
it's turning into a Pier 6 brawl. Everybody's in the ring. A back rib from George. Everybody is on the floor now. These two are not the legal men. James Brody is. George South is not. What's Golden Gladiator,
what is
guys?
That?
Like
oh my God, what is that?
Like a coal miner's glove with a chain on it. A coal mine.
Look at this.
And he's going to win the match. But George South, I saw George. He's got the glove. He's got it now. Chad Byrd saying, no, this ain't going to end like this. You cheated. We're not going to allow that to happen again.
What in the world is happening here, Mike?
George South has finally gotten smart. He's going to punch that wild to James Brody with it, hopefully.
He's going to turn around and look at
Chad. Maybe Chad's going to help him. Whoa! Holy Christ!
Oh my God, Michael!
George South just punched his partner with that glove.
Oh my God, Michael!
And Golden Thunder still is the NAWA Tag Team Champions.
What in the hell have we just witnessed here, Michael?
Why has George South turned his back on Chad Byrd?
Chad Byrd left laying in the ring there, having been double-crossed. What in the world? Look at this. Now Golden Gladiator celebrating with George South. My God, Michael.
Has George South joined the Cartel? Redbeard, is this the #1 surprise that they were talking about? It makes sense.
It makes sense, as you said, Michael.
Is George South a member of the Cartel now? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to get to the bottom of this. Somebody's going to have to speak to these guys. What's going on?
But there you see the still tag team champions of NAWA.
Ladies and gentlemen, gosh, that's all the time we got for this week. We're going to have to figure out what's going on. Chad Byrd doesn't even know what happened to him. He doesn't even know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have. We'll see you here next week.